All right, looks like we're live. Let me just make sure this is sounding okay on the YouTubes there. And let's see. Okay, that sounds all right. All right. Okay, so I am not going to be talking about the London shit tonight. Um, because I don't really care all that much. I still don't give much of a fuck about, people getting exactly what they chose. I will have a short little video up um later tonight. I still don't have any good video editing software on here. I have Audacity, but not video editing software because um, I'm honestly not sure which one to use for fucking Windows 10, which I'm unfortunately stuck with on this laptop. But enough technical details. Luke's going to throw it together for me, and then I'll upload it. He's was nice enough to do that as soon as he gets a chance tonight, and I'll work on figuring out a video editing software for the future here. But there will be a short little 5-minute video on the subject up for tonight, if not first thing tomorrow. But I'm not going to talk about it much here because, whatever. Don't call it a tragedy. It's what you chose. What I am going to talk about is I got to see Wonder Woman today, finally. And I had been looking forward to Wonder Woman for a while. Wonder Woman was the best part of Batman versus Superman. That movie was a mess. And this I am not a fan of this DC cinematic universe stuff right now. I Man of Steel was okay. I definitely see why a lot of people didn't like it. I see why a lot of people did like it. It had a lot of good stuff going for it. It had some questionable stuff, but by and large, I think it's a pretty decent Superman movie. And to be honest, most Superman movies are pretty fucking terrible, in my opinion. I think the Reeve movies are not bad, but extremely overrated. Interestingly enough, I don't think Superman Returns is as bad as everyone says. I'm kind of like in the middle on those movies. I think they're and some of them people think are great, some of them people think are terrible. I think most of them are just But anyways, Man of Steel was okay. Batman vs Superman was a hot fucking mess of a movie. Good parts in it. There are shimmers of a good movie in there, but by and large, it's just a hot fucking mess. I didn't see fucking Meme Squad, fucking Suicide Squad. I had no interest in it. I honestly, and this is kind of arrogant of me, but I don't feel like I need to see that movie to tell it's a bad movie. It's just reeks of a bad movie right from the fucking get-go. That said, though, Wonder Woman is fantastic. Now, I'll have to watch it again to really kind of solidify my opinion of it. I love superhero stuff. I'm naturally inclined to like a superhero movie. I sit down and watch a superhero movie, I'm going to be trying to like it. And I mean, like Batman vs. Superman is a good example. That's a bad movie. But at the same time, that scene where I see Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman all standing together in glorious live action, at least in that moment, I was enjoying the movie. But I really, really liked Wonder Woman. I've never been the biggest Wonder Woman fan. I like Wonder Woman as a character. There's very rarely times where I followed her book heavily, but certain runs I've enjoyed, certain one-shots I've enjoyed. There's this one-shot called I can't even remember what the hell the word is, but it's Wonder Woman the Hykentia or something like that. It's some Greek word that even if it was right in front of me, I wouldn't be able to pronounce. But the word, it's referring to this ancient Greek ritual in which someone pledges themselves to you as their slave, and then they're your responsibility from then on. And the plot of it is that this criminal who's fleeing Batman pledges herself to Wonder Woman, and she accepts it. So this person becomes her responsibility. So she can't hand him over to Batman, like she's honor bound not to. And Batman's having none of it, and he's trying to constantly fight her, and Wonder Woman's just sort of, sending Batman off at every chance because Batman doesn't have much of a shot at defeating Wonder Woman in a direct battle like that. But it was a really good story just because it was two characters. It was a character piece for both of them. There's been other good Wonder Woman stories I've really enjoyed. It's called a Justice League story, but it's really a Wonder Woman story. It's called JLA: A League of One, in which Wonder Woman like tries to incapacitate the rest of the Justice League to face this one threat head on, because the oracles prophesized that if the Justice League faces this threat, they would die. And she figures if she incapacitates the other teammates and she goes and faces it, only she will be the one that dies. So she's trying to save their lives. Interesting little story. Anyways, getting back to the movie, pretty damn good. It was really interesting how they staged it in World War One. Exactly like I thought it would. World War One, for better or worse, we've sort of glorified World War Two. And I realize that's a whole other discussion on, just how justified any of that is. But World War One is still widely accepted as a relatively pointless war. And it was a very ugly war in a lot of ways. I mean, trench warfare was about as ugly as you can, men crouching in a mud puddle while their feet slowly rotted away at trench foot, lobbing fucking explosives at one another. It just was an ugly, hideous war. And this movie does a good job of really portraying a lot of griminess and ugliness of World War One, while at the same time not being too grim and gritty. I mean, it's still very much a superhero movie. Wonder Woman still goes out there and fucking does some Wonder Woman stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what? It wasn't full of a lot of feminist horse shit, which is above all with Wonder Woman of all characters easy to do, but it really wasn't. It was not preachy or propaganda-y really at all. I mean, there's bits and pieces here that, if you really want to fucking dissect it, you could bitch about. But here's the thing. I'm not a right-wing Anita Sarkeesian, okay? I don't go looking for things to fucking complain about in a movie. Generally speaking, if I put down my money to go see a movie, it's because I want to enjoy a fucking movie. And I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I didn't stay for any after the credit scenes because once the credits started, I Googled it, and god damn it. Hang on. Okay. Let's see if this is better. Hang on. It's sounding all right. Let me see. All right. I'm going to be honest with y'all fuckers right now. If I can't get this fucking shit fixed in a couple of weeks, I've about had enough with this, and I'm going to stop doing this. It is pissing me off to no end. I've tried to troubleshoot this shit every which way I can, and I can't fucking run a show like this. And I mean, shit, this isn't making me any goddamn money anyways, and I'm not going to run a show like this if I can't get this shit troubleshot. So any of you there, IT guys, now's the time to let me know, because I'm about reaching my breaking point with it. Any of you have any fucking bright ideas, now's the time, because I am beyond frustrated with it. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm so fucking frustrated with this shit. I've tried different mics, talked to my internet provider. a fucking hardwired Ethernet cord in here. It's beyond. Now, I mean, I'm speaking in the heat of fucking anger right now, but I'm getting more and more angry with it each fucking time, and I'm God damn it, I'm losing my shit over it. All right. Well, as I was saying, um, the movie's just all thoroughly entertaining from start to finish. It is a touch long, and I've heard some people complain about that, but it's bound to be. There is a solid fucking chunk of Wonder Woman backstory to be had here, especially since, I mean, Wonder Woman's not something the general public is very familiar with. This isn't Superman and Batman. Superman and Batman in movies, in my opinion, waste too much fucking time on backstory anymore. Nobody is not familiar with it. Um, by the way, somebody's saying it happens when you load a web browser. No other tabs are open but this. I have 2 tabs open. I have the actual Google Hangouts open, and I have the thing to be able to look at the chat open, which I can't close the chat because otherwise I won't know if I'm roboting. Yes, I've gone into Task Manager and tried to fucking clean shit out before I somebody says it could be YouTube trying to shut things down. I've heard other people complaining about the quality of Hangouts too. But yeah, I can't fucking begin to run a show like this. It shits up every show I try to do. And I don't have any fucking video editing software because Windows 10, I can't fucking figure out what the hell video editing software I need for it. At least it's fucking free. I can't fucking afford any video editing software. God, I wish I could have just stayed with Windows 7. Oh. Somebody says, are you using Chrome? You pretty much have to use Chrome. I can't. The only other 2 browsers I have are Firefox and Internet Explorer, and neither one will fucking run Hangouts. I no doubt Google's design. Is there any comparable service to Google Hangouts? I'll look into it. I mean, look, I'm just all pissed off. I'm probably not going to stop doing this. I don't think I could stop doing this, in all fairness. I go a week and I'd want to fucking get out there and have my thoughts heard, especially, not having shit else to do right now. I'm just fucking pissed off. I'm in the moment. I'm just fucking pissed off with it, to where I just want to take my ball and go home. I highly doubt I'm going to do that. So don't worry, guys. I'm just getting pissy. I do that sometimes. I'm a human being. Fuck this, flipping over the table. It's fucking bullshit. We'll do it live. Yeah. But anyways, the Wonder Woman movie. The after the credit scene, I Googled and it didn't say there was going to be any after the credit scene, and I also kind of realized that I don't care if there is because I'm not invested in the overarching DC cinematic universe almost at all. I really enjoyed the Wonder Woman movie. I really did, but the overarching thing, I could give less of a shit about. Chris Pine was absolutely fantastic as Steve Trevor. Just all in all, the actors in general in it were great. There was a villain in it named Dr. Poison, and it was this like German scientist chick who was creating all these like new horrible gases and poisons and shit. And she had like a part of a face mask on to cover like a chemical burn on her face. And it's kind of interesting because I have a pretty encyclopedic fucking knowledge of comic books, Marvel more than DC, but I don't know of a character named Dr. Poison. I almost have a hard time believing they invented a character for the movie. I mean, it's so perfectly comic booky pardon me, that you would think it's a character, but I don't know of one. I haven't thought to Google it since I got home. So somebody says, what powers does the new Wonder Woman have? Well, I'm not sure about current DC continuities. I mean, there was the New 52, and then obviously there's the Rebirth, which is a little different now. In the movie, basically, she has the power. She's a remarkably trained fighter, and she's incredibly strong and durable, and agile. She doesn't really know how strong she is. That's a kind of an interesting thing the movie shows, like, because her mother, like, does from a young age doesn't want her to train and all that kind of stuff. She doesn't quite know the limits of her powers. It's not till the end of the movie that she figures out she can fucking fly. Like, she can just fucking fly, which is a power Wonder Woman has in the comics. Though, interestingly enough, not one she had for a very long time. It wasn't until, like, I want to say, like, the 70s or 80s that Wonder Woman just had that. I think it was after Crisis on Infinite Earths when they gave her the power to fly. Just fly around fucking Superman style. It's funny, too. Like, there's actually this line in the Justice League thing where, like, somebody says to her, like, why do you have that invisible jet if you can fly? And then she just looks at him and says, why do you have a car if you can walk? So I kind of thought that was a nice little. So she does fly in the movie, but she isn't. She doesn't really know how to do it. She doesn't really know she can do it until later on. One of the other things I liked that they did was that the lasso of truth kind of sort of burns you. Like, it doesn't, I mean, horribly burn you or anything, but it feels like a burning sensation to be touching it generally. And that's something in the comics they've often said that's kind of, it acts as this sort of spiritual crucible that burns away deception and lies, is sort of how it works. So he says, so in the DCEU, the Greek gods created everything. Well, maybe. I mean, obviously, there's also Darkseid in the DCEU so far, and there are obviously aliens. Superman's in there. So I kind of look at it this way, that the Greek gods are just lowercase g gods, and they would tell you they created everything, but not really. Maybe they created life on Earth. That's the most you could probably say for them. Somebody says, did the whip make a German man's plane? No. Again, I mean, there's a little bit of girl power stuff in it because it's Wonder Woman, but it's not in a misandrist way. You know what I'm saying? There's really no man hating in there. There is a point where Wonder Woman has a sort of moral crisis where she's sort of like, fuck the world of man, but it's more of a fuck mankind kind of thing than fuck men. To hell with men, fucking men. Am I right? It's not that. It's more like, she has to come to grips with the fact that, she thinks that she sets out to the world because she believes that the whole reason World War I is happening is because Ares is corrupting everybody. And by the way, I guess I should have said this is fucking spoiler heavy and a half. But I do try and keep that to a minimum. But she believes Ares is corrupting everybody. Ares is corrupting the souls of men. This is the story she's told all through time. But finally she comes to the realization that yes, Ares has been, as he puts it, whispering ideas in the hearts of men, giving men in the one case women, the doctor, the woman, the ideas for new and better weapons. But as he put it, he goes, I'm not the one that makes them use it. They use it. All I'm doing is revealing the darkness that's already within mankind. So she has to come to even this terms of, is man even worth saving? So it like I said, it's a good movie. And I mean, somebody in the chat said Movie Bob thinks it's not feminist enough. I'm sure he doesn't, because there was no misandry in it. There was not any anti-men shit in this. The way Hollywood and the entertainment industry is run right now, I would be gun shy about taking a little boy to a Wonder Woman movie until I've seen it first, because that could have easily been the case. This could have easily been fucking men, am I right, for 3 fucking hours or however long the movie was. It might be damn near 3 hours. It is long. But that's not the case. That wasn't the case at all. Yeah, really good movie. I highly recommend it. It's the DC universe's finest so far, cinematic universe's finest so far, by a wide margin. I would damn near say it's my favorite DC movie at all. I mean, my favorite DC movies are like Michael Keaton's Batman from '89, The Dark Knight in the Nolan trilogy, and to be fair, that every time I see it, I like it just a touch less. It's one of those that just doesn't stand up to multiple viewings. I really like the Green Lantern movie. I'm fucking sorry. I've said it numerous times on here. I think it's a damn fine film. It has its flaws, but it's better than fucking Dark Knight Rises. It's better than Batman v Superman. It's better than most. In fact, you know what? I like the Green Lantern movie better than any Superman movie. It's probably Justice League probably isn't going to be as good. Again, I see the Justice League trailer. I'm just like, eh. But Wonder Woman, I'm damn near ready to say it's DC's best movie, period. I really, really enjoyed it. Now, again, I just saw it, so my opinion of it's going to be a little high. Let me watch it a few times, and I might find more flaws in it. But by and large, I really liked it. And it's certainly better than that god-awful Teen Titans cartoons from the 2000s. Okay, so moving on from that movie. So yeah, my recommendation is, if you at all enjoy superhero movies, you'll enjoy Wonder Woman. If maybe you're like Matt Forney and you hate everything, maybe not, I don't know. But it's the only DC movie I've seen that is up there with the Marvel Cinematic movies as far as just being enjoyable. Let's see. So a lot of people are talking about Lacey Green has moved ever rightward here. Apparently Chris Reagan fucked some goddamn sense into her, which good for him. Good for him. Hopefully it will get her to shave her pits too. Now that, combined with the fact that she merely wanted to talk to people and everybody on her side pointed and shrieked like fucking pod people, I'm sure had a lot to do with it. As is more often the case, I think, and this is probably true of all of us who have moved right in the last few years, we didn't move right so much as we were violently pushed in that direction by the insanity of the left. Let's see. Clary is a negative. Aaron Clary is a negative Nancy about Wonder Woman. Okay, I don't. So he says, I hope Chris Reagan sang his songs while fucking Lacey Green. Well, again, good for him. I mean, Lacey Green's a cute little piece of ass. You gotta give her that. I just hope Chris got affirmative consent, because I'd hate to see him facing a rape charge. He seems like a nice enough guy. Like, careful when you break up with her. She might scream rape. Let's see. So he says, fuck Joss Whedon. Oh, yeah, he's terrible. So it says Clary hated Guardians of the Galaxy and loved the Minions movies. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know why he hated. He just there were too much feelings in it, I guess. I don't know what the hell that means. You mean there was character development? I'm not sure what you mean there, Aaron. I didn't know Aaron was a big fan of the Minions movies. I know he likes the Minions, but I'll be honest with you, I don't dislike the Minions movie. I saw it because my dad's a big fan of the fucking Minions. He just fucking loves them, and he dragged me to see it. I didn't have much interest in it because while I liked the Despicable Me movies and I thought the Minions were cute, I'm like, they can't hold up a fucking movie, and really they couldn't. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was okay. I didn't mind seeing it. I don't know. The Minions are this weird fucking polarizing thing on the internet for some reason. Everyone's like, "You're such fucking cancer." I'm like, it's just a goofy little cartoon. I don't understand the problem here. Let's see. Somebody says Shoe on Head is not cute. She's all right. I mean, to be honest, I think I'd just on pure looks, I'd sooner fuck Lacey Green. Somebody's messaging me on the Skype there. Why, it's my good buddy Undertow. And he just says, you will understand the problem. I'm not sure what he's referring to. I'll have to talk to him later. Let's see. Bechtloff, you didn't like Kevin and his tall minion buddy? Kevin? I'm not even sure what the hell that's referring to. Was that in the movie? Like, I mean, I saw Minions like once. The only thing I didn't like about Minions, because I mean, I genuinely like the Despicable Me movies. They're cute fucking little cartoon movies. Is that I thought like in the Despicable Me movies, didn't they establish that like these were like little genetic clone construct thingies that he had made in a lab to work for him? And then like, you know, in the movie, they're like, Minions existed since the dawn of time. And I'm just sort of like, whatever, sure. Whatever. I don't care. But yeah, like in the Despicable Me movies, now part of this was like part of this might have been like the little DVD extras where they showed like, yeah, I think it might have been because there were like little DVD extras on the first one where they show like how the Minions are trained, like, and they show them like coming out of this like clonerator machine or whatever. But somebody says the lore of the Minions is deep. Yeah, it's deeper than Movie Bob's lore. It's at one point the Minions meet fucking Captain in Space Jesus. The Minions did 9/11. They just might have. They are evil little fuckers. There's no getting around it. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them. It's one of those things. You know, honestly, it's one of those things where I think people just they get mad because something is overrated. I mean, I'll definitely say the Minions are overrated. I also don't understand people go fucking nuts about them. Like, yay, the Minions. And you know, it's basically like, oh, all these normies like it. Here, I'm gonna, you know, it's just contrarian bullshit. It's a harmless little cartoon. You know. The Minions also hacked the DNC servers. Yes, they did. They killed Seth Rich too because they wanted you to throw you off. They wanted you to think that that the DNC might have done some shady shit. No. They killed him, and they moved Vince Foster's body. They have been framing Hillary for all this shit her entire career. The poor woman has just been relentlessly framed by little yellow monsters her whole fucking life. That was Minions are the vast right-wing conspiracy. People know that. The Minions are the right-wing conspiracy. Undertow is like frantically sending me like anti fucking Minion YouTube videos. Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck the Minions. Watch this video. Then this one. Goddamn, dude, calm down. How dare you like something? They're just stupid, goofy little comic reliefs in an animated movie. I'm gonna be like Clary and start filming with my Minion hat just to piss him off. I'll have Clary get me one of them Minion hats. He is blowing up my Skype. I'm not even lying, folks. They are objectively cancer, and I can prove it. Oh, Lordy. Fucking don't like this cartoon. Oh, man. I don't know what to tell you. The goofy, funny little yellow things that, at least in the Despicable Me movies, they make me laugh. Now that's because they're used to just the right amount of effect. I don't think they didn't carry a whole movie. A whole movie of them gets fucking old. It's like trying to eat a cake that's just fucking icing. Like 3 bites in, you fucking hate yourself. But as just goofy little side things in the background of a Despicable Me movie, I thought they were fine. Midgets are the second worst thing in the world after fidget spinners. Another thing that's cool to hate for reasons. Undertow is trying to throw you off the trail. Yes, because as we all know, midgets are the vast right-wing conspiracy. And they run Tumblr. Fidget midgets. Yeah, fidget midgets coming soon. So he says they use way too much CGI in the Minions movie. Well, it's all CGI. It's all the computer animation. Damn fidget spinners and Pokemon Go. You damn kids. Get your damn kids with your Minions and your Teen Titans Go. Maybe we can have Phantom Strider make us a list of why the Minions suck. I don't know. That sweaty ass motherfucker. That dude always is sweating in his video. Like, I watched a video that pointed it out, and they were like, why is this guy sweating all the time? And damn, he is. Every time you see him on camera, the motherfucker's just like he lives in fucking, I don't know, like Miami or some shit and doesn't have air conditioning. Oh. What the hell, man? Dude is blood. Do you want to come in the fucking chat there? Do you want to come out of your self-imposed exile there, Undertow? Oh, no, because I don't want you fucking autistic screeching about Minions. How dare you be mildly amused by this thing that bothers me? Why isn't Forney on the chat? I don't know. It wasn't my turn to watch at 40 today, right? I'm not sure whose turn it was. I keep saying we ought to put a bell on him so we know when he's coming, but by the way, somebody mentioned Pokemon Go. Is that even still a fucking thing? Like, I know the fads died down, but are the servers even fucking up? Like, that fad died hard. Let's see. Forney is in the chat room. The police are likely at Matt's door. Fidget cock spinners for when you want to fidget with your cock. Okay. Somebody says, yes, it's still up. I think second generation is out. That's probably why, like, the public lost interest. The general public doesn't know there are Pokemon after Generation 1. And in all fairness, the designs after Generation 1 do kind of suck ass. Let's see. Who the hell's saying fuck Ghostbusters? Well, you better be talking about the one where it's 3 lesbians and a gorilla. Let's see. I knew Pokemon Go was going to be short-lived, but I'm glad that Pokemon Go exists. I think the game industry is better for testing new things like that. Nintendo's always been that way. Sometimes they don't. They have a bust, but they always are trying to do new shit. The Virtual Boy is the first example of one where it failed, but God bless them, they were trying to do something different. I'm always surprised that Virtual Boy games never got ported onto the 3DS eShop. It seems like it'd be easy to port them, and at least the Nintendo first-party ones would probably sell. I would check out a bunch of them just for $5-6 a piece. Like Mario Clash and Virtual Boy Mario Tennis would probably sell. And the Virtual Boy Wario Land game is by all accounts a decent game. Most people consider it the best on the system. I definitely buy that one. Wario Land games are pretty good. Let's see. Pokemon Go muggings were a surprising twist. Well, yeah, there was a real life. Turns out there's a real life Team Rocket that'll come after you, I guess. Pokemon Go brought me to Harlem. Not good. You can catch an Onyx there. Let's see. PlayStation 3 was decent. Okay. I never had a PlayStation 3. I'll probably get one at some point, like down the road, as they get cheaper and cheaper. Somebody, what the hell was I? Oh, on Twitter about, I guess Friday it was. I got RoboCop for the NES, and it's not bad. Like, it was only $7, and I thought it's hard to find any NES games that are cheap anymore that aren't absolute shit. But I'll give this a shot, and it's not bad. It's not anything to write home about, but it's worth $7. I'll do it that way. I got $7 worth of fun out of it. But anyways, I took a picture of I've been playing this evening. I actually have this. It's called FC Mobile 2 or something that Hyperkin put out. It's basically a portable NES player. You can just put NES games right into it, and it's portable NES player. I don't know what else to say about it. And somebody under it was all like, "Damn it, Bechtloff, just get a PS4 already." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd be happy to when they come out with fucking games for it." Let's see. Dude, RoboCop for NES, the memories. I don't know why I've been on a RoboCop kick all of a sudden. I've just had a RoboCop on the brain. I picked up I guess Boom Studios did a RoboCop comic a little while ago that was actually based on, it was an adaptation of Frank Miller's original script for RoboCop 2. And I haven't seen RoboCop 2 in so fucking long that I have to sit down and watch it to tell how different the two are once I'm done reading it. But Frank Miller's original script for RoboCop 2 they changed the hell out of it. Last night I was talking about how much network notes went into a couple of different shows, how much they almost fucked up the Justice League cartoon, how the Teen Titans cartoon originally started as a Justice League spinoff and became that fucking manga bullshit it turned into, and how that short-lived Superman and the Legion of Superheroes cartoon was originally supposed to be Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes, and it too was supposed to be a Justice League spinoff. But that's just the nature of working with corporate media, for better or worse. Sometimes for better, a ton of people meddle. That's just how it is. Sometimes that works out pretty good. If you want to see an example of how that can work out pretty good, watch Tim Burton's 2 Batman movies. Watch Batman and then watch Batman Returns. Batman is a pretty solid flick because Tim Burton, when kept on a short leash, can produce some really amazing stuff. Batman Returns is a hot fucking fetishy mess that speaks a lot more to Tim Burton's disturbed fucking psyche than anything to do with fucking Batman. So sometimes the meddling is a good thing. Some creators do not benefit from too much creative control, but other times that sort of meddling obviously doesn't go that well. So he says, Undertow or we riot. He's the one that put himself in fucking exile, okay? I was just going to tell him to take a short break. He's the one who's like, oh, I don't do it no more. Okay. I might be able to get, I should mention this. I intend to do some, what the hell? E3 coverage. I kept wanting to say G4, like the old channel. I'm like, no, that's not right. What the hell is it? No, E3 coverage. I had a little brain fart there. That's going to be going on this week. I'm not even sure what the hell days. I'll have to look it up. There won't be any E3 coverage on Tuesday. There just won't. I don't know if they're even doing any E3 shit on Tuesday. But Tuesday, I will be out of town with family visit. There's a family trip my dad and some cousins, or little cousins, are doing to New York that I'll be tagging along with. See the Intrepid Museum, a couple of the shops in Manhattan, that sort of thing. So I'll be gone basically all day Tuesday. I got to get up at the fucking butt crack of dawn Tuesday morning to catch the train, and which I'm not happy about because living a neat life, I do not do early mornings right now. But I'll be out of town all day. I might still be tweeting and Facebooking and all that bullshit, but I'm not going to be live streaming. I'm not going to be watching live streams. I can't watch live streams on my phone, actually. But I will be doing E3 coverage throughout the week. Tuesday, there won't be any, but when I get home, either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, I'll try and catch up on what I missed that day, if there was anything that day. I say all that to say this. I might be able to pull Undertow out of his self-imposed exile to talk some E3 shit with me. So we'll see on that. But yeah, I will be doing some live streams to cover it. It'll probably be in the evening, and I'll just talk about the stuff I watched. Maybe take callers if people want to bring up stuff they watched. Also bear in mind, there's certain types of games, if you want to come on here and talk about, like, oh, did you see such and such? There's a good chance I'm going to be like, I didn't care. If it's like, they premiered fucking Fallout 5 or some shit come Wednesday, I'm going to be like, I don't care. So, yeah, there's certain games I'm not going to give a shit about. I came here for the election. I'll come here for E3. We'll see. We'll see exactly how I do it. Like I said, I won't be doing anything Tuesday for it. I'm not even sure what days it's running during, but I will. And I'm not going to do live stuff because I don't want to try and respond to shit live. And then if I get it on the screen, you get copyright struck or some nonsense. So I'm just going to do live streams in the evening talking about shit I had seen that day. And I'll try and catch as much of the coverage as I can. Obviously, I'm going to focus on the Nintendo shit because that's what I give the most shit about. And as I said on here last night, this channel is the main focus of it is always going to be the things that catch my interest. I'm not any good at doing anything else. I'm very bad at faking an interest in something. So the Nintendo stuff is going to be my primary concern. But I will check out what's going on with Sony and Microsoft, see if there's anything worthwhile, see if they've finally given me an ample enough reason to buy a PS4 or an Xbone. But yeah, primarily it's going to be Nintendo shit. That's what I'm going to give the most fuck about. Because honestly, Nintendo is the only reason I even cling to video games as a hobby. If the entire video game industry looked like what Microsoft and Sony puts out, I would not remotely call myself a gamer. I would probably own no current systems. You know, hell, I mean, um, somebody says I won an Xbone for free. Let's see. Somebody says I guess Deus Ex got shelved in favor of Marvel shovelware. Can I just talk for a moment about how shitty superhero games are right now? And that's so weird to me. Like, where the fuck are the superhero games anymore? Like, go back 10 years. Like, PS2 had this massive fucking library of great superhero games. Like, I'm just going to turn over here and look at my shelf, right? And just the ones that I've kept, not all the ones I've played. But look, over here I got Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, yeah, okay. Ultimate Alliance, X-Men Legends 1 and 2, Spider-Man 2, Ultimate Spider-Man, Hulk Ultimate Destruction, Ghost Rider, Justice League Heroes, just to name a few, And then, I mean, PS1, you got Activision's first Spider-Man game, which is great. Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, which is great. Like X-Men Mutant Academy, those are pretty damn decent fighting games. PS1 and PS2 era shit had tons of great superhero games. Where are they now? I mean, as big as the Marvel Cinematic Universes are, they haven't produced any worthwhile games. None of the DC movies produced any worthwhile games. I mean, I guess there's the Injustice games, but I don't even know why, but for some reason I have no fucking interest in Injustice. It's weird too. Like, I like DC superheroes. I like fighting games. I even really enjoyed the Injustice prequel comic book they did. And every time I see anything about the Injustice games, like, screen caps and, playthroughs and shit, I just look at them like, meh. And I can't even explain why. But I mean, like, I don't know, on the 360, I got Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which was kind of shit. What else I got there? I got Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which is okay. I got Lego Batman 2, which is, I liked a surprising amount. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Lego games, but they're not bad. They're just, I don't know, they're almost like relaxing things. But I really like Lego Batman 2. I thought it was a lot of fun. Let's see. Somebody says, did the alt-right die off? Where the fuck is Richard Spencer these days? I don't know. I do not pay attention to him. Somebody says they're Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale games. I don't know if they're any good or not. I haven't played them. I'll check out Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite the first chance I get. But I'll be honest with you, like, none of it, I don't suspect it to be better than Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like, if I could, if Capcom asked me, unlikely as that event may be, what do you want in Marvel vs. Capcom? I'm like, give me like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, would put like that same sprite style, 2D, good old classic. Give me more characters on top of those 52 characters. Like, I want at least 52 each on each side, I guess. I want at least like 100 on each side. And then give me more backgrounds and better music, because Marvel vs. Capcom's 2 music kind of sucked. And I don't know what the hell they were doing with their backgrounds in that. Like, the backgrounds are just generic crap in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But the lineup is through the roof. It's fantastic. Or, you know what? Sparing that, like, just give me a collection. Like, how about we get a good, solid Capcom Marvel fighting game collection? Like, give me all on one fucking disc. X-Men, what was it? Children of the Atom, I guess, was the fighting game. X-Men versus Street Fighter. Marvel Superheroes. Marvel versus Street Fighter. Marvel vs. Capcom 1. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Just give me that on a disc, and I'll be happy. Let's see. Somebody says, I think Spencer might be a shill. No, he's just a soulless attention whore. I mean, I don't trust him either, but I don't think he's a shill. I think he's just. Somebody says, here's the deal. Why was there never more Toe Jam and Earl games? Well, there were 3, as I understand it. There was the first one, which I don't care for. I really don't like the first one. It's just too LOL random, in my opinion. The second one is okay. It becomes a much more traditional 2D platformer, 2D side scroller. And then there was a really terrible third one, supposedly. Like, I don't know what systems it was on. It was like at that point, I think we were in like the PS2 generation, and it was like a 3D game, but it was pretty bad. I guess Sega still owns them. And I don't know why they don't do more with them. I don't know why Sega doesn't do more with Vector Man. Those games are fucking great. Somebody says copyright for all those Capcom games is too fucked. Well, it shouldn't be, because look, Marvel and Capcom have another relate. They are working together again. Okay, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is coming out, so Disney is now agreeable with Capcom now that Disney's own video game developments have shit the bed. And I mean, Capcom shouldn't have any problem. But I don't know. I've seen like licensing agreements get fucking stupid between companies. I mean, for some reason, Sega seems to have pulled the plug on the Archie Sonic comic, which is damn near the most successful thing Sonic ever fucking had since the Genesis. So who knows? And nobody's talking about why that happened, by the way. It's all pure speculation. They just know it's a rights issues between them. I mean, that very successful book got canceled mid fucking story arc. Let's see. Where the fuck is Roosh these days? I don't know what Roosh is up to. I really don't follow Roosh that much. I mean, I like Roosh. He seems like a good guy. He was, one of the best bosses I ever had when I worked at Reaction. But somebody says, but the X-Men are nowhere to be found for the new one. Last I heard, I really suspect that there's going to be, at the very least, Wolverine in it. But you know what? I'm not sad about the fact that there's no X-Men in this. If not even Wolverine's in it, I'm not all that sad about it, because look, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 especially, were too fucking X-Men heavy. All right, I'm not sad about the fact that we focus more on Avengers. I do think it's kind of petty and stupid on Disney's part, but what have you? Just because Disney and Fox fucking hate each other. Let's see. I mean, like, Disney actually refuses to make X-Men. Well, not refuses, but really dies down the amount of X-Men merchandise they produce, which is, again, like, foolish. I know you don't have movie rights, but you could still make fucking X-Men t-shirts and action figures and shit. You could still make other stuff. I mean, hell, if you would actually hire a few writers, you might be able to sell a few goddamn comic books once in a while. But Disney just petty as fuck. I mean, and you'll get the movie rights back eventually. If you keep the flame of the interest in the franchise going long enough, you'll get the movie rights back eventually. You got Daredevil back, didn't you? What Disney ought to do is just fucking enough's enough and buy out Fantastic Four back from Fox. Because Fantastic Four in the MCU would be, no pun intended, fantastic. Especially having Doctor Doom in there. Because Doctor Doom has that weird sort of dynamic going on with Tony Stark. Where it's weird. It's like a one-sided rivalry where Tony Stark hates Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom could give less of a shit about Tony Stark. I mean, Tony Stark, so like all superheroes, is seen as an obstacle to him, but there's no personal animosity on Doom's part. It's almost the opposite of the Reed Richards thing. There's really no personal animosity towards Dr. Doom on Reed Richards' part. If Dr. Doom would just stop fucking with him, Reed wouldn't care that much. But yeah, it's this weird thing where, like, Iron Man flips his shit whenever Doom's around. And that would be kind of cool to see Tony Stark portray, or I'm sorry, Robert Downey Jr. portray, if we had a really good actor playing Doom. And Dr. Doom's a cool ass fucking character. I mean, the Fantastic Four are cool too, but Dr. Doom is awesome. I mean, this guy wears this Iron Man type armor, is the king of an Eastern European nation, a master of many forms of science, and also an accomplished sorcerer. He's pretty fucking badass. And somebody says Dr. Doom would make a decent villain, given the lack of compelling villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, there's really not enough. I mean, I think Red Skull was done very well, and Hugo Weaving did a great job of him. There's actually one they're leaving on the table. In the Incredible Hulk movie, they basically do an origin story for the leader, and they've never followed that up. Ronan was boring as fuck. Thanos, while he's incredibly cool in the comics, the movies haven't given us much reason to care about him. Ultron was cool as shit, but he's dead now, most likely. I mean, I suppose you could write some sort of backdoor where he survived somehow. His consciousness ended up in somebody's smartphone or some bullshit. I don't know. But you could maybe come up with something, but they're probably not going to bring him back. Yeah, by and large, most of the villains are weak. Somebody says Vladimir Putin should play Dr. Doom. Let's see. Leonardo DiCaprio for Dr. Doom. Hey, you never know. You never know. He might be able to pull it off. I mean, I thought James Spader was amazing as Ultron. Absolutely amazing. Let's see. Why do people keep calling Dr. Doom a villain? Yeah. Actually, there's this one villain, Kang the Conqueror, who's this villain from the future that likes to time travel, and as the name implies, conquer. He actually was one of the pharaohs. Like, that's part of his deal, is he was one of the pharaohs during ancient Egypt, just because, I don't know, he was bored, decided to spend a few years living in ancient Egypt being a pharaoh. But he's actually a descendant of Dr. Doom. Let's see. Did Dr. Doom do anything wrong? Spoonie's Dr. Insano is Dr. Doom. I don't know. I wouldn't hire Spoonie in a movie. He's got a pretty poor work ethic. We was a Kang. Yes. We was a Kang. William Shatner should definitely get in the MCU in some capacity. I could see that work. I could think of a couple things he might be able to do. Kang was a pharaoh. I know the memes write themselves about that, doesn't it? Truly, the pharaohs were Kangs. I dug this one. I dug this one book out of 50 Cent Bit a couple weeks ago, and it was a crossover between Cable, the X-Men character, the time-traveling X-Men character, and some character Rob Liefeld has in his shitty Youngblood universe called Prophet, which is basically his Cable, I guess. And like Kang was one of the villains, and it's like, I've never known Kang to have this hate boner for Cable, but this crossover treats it like Kang just has a hate boner for Cable. And they actually admit, like, it's one of those crossovers where we acknowledge it's two different universes. Like, Kang is hanging out with some other time traveling universe guy from the shitty Youngblood universe. But I just remember reading it like, this crossover is surprisingly tolerable given that there's a Youngblood character in it. But yeah, I'm not sure why Kang had this fucking hate boner for Cable. Um, let's see. Marvel Disney already has Fantastic Four back. Was part of a deal so Fox could produce an X-Men show. Well, shit, they need to get on that. They need to get on that, man. So they got the Fantastic Four back, but had to sacrifice the X-Men license. Well, only making cartoons, and I mean, that's no big deal. Let's see. Imagine the first transgender Marvel villain. His superpower could be a giant metal penis that shoots laser beams. Don't give Marvel any ideas right now. Dan Slott just heard that, and he's going to put it in the new issue of Spider-Man. Oh, by the way, I was at a comic book shop the other day. And I was so taken aback by it. The latest fucking issue of Spider-Man. For those of you who don't know, Dan Slott has written Spider-Man now, where he's like a billionaire in charge of a company, and he's also a superhero spy. And remember that Marvel said Spider-Man couldn't be married because that's not relatable. And on the cover of this new one, now it's Amazing Spider-Man number 27. I don't know what fucking volume it is at this point. I think it's volume 4. If you check my Twitter, you'll see it. But like, he's in this like robot car that's like standing up with like spider legs and his head's popping out like he's a fucking transformer. And I'm just like, are you kidding me with this shit? They actually said he shouldn't be married because that's not relatable. Instead, we'll make him a billionaire spy who is also apparently a transformer. That's fucking Marvel for you. Let's see. Bechtloff, what did you think of Wolverine and the X-Men? You mean the cartoon? It was pretty good. I'm not a huge X-Men fan, but it was a decent cartoon. Let's see. I actually really liked X-Men Evolution back in the day. Apparently, there actually was a superhero with a metal penis for a laser cannon. Why am I thinking that was like written by Garth Ennis? Sounds like the kind of stupid shit he does. Let's see. They probably want to wait a couple years for a Fantastic Four movie until that awful. Well, they need to hurry because, I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is winding down by just the fact that everybody's getting old, Human beings age. The lines on paper don't age. You can play around with the aging on that. But you can't when you actually got human actors. You need to strike while the iron's hot. It does occur to me that when the Marvel Cinematic Universe does wind down, a couple of years go by, you want to reboot it, you want to do another version. What would be interesting then is that because it would be so much more ingrained in the public consciousness, you wouldn't need to build things up quite like before. You could start with an Avengers movie and then really do some cool shit from there. Let's see. I'll suggest something bold: a Night Thrasher movie/series. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, you could throw him in as a character in, like, say, Daredevil or something, or a New Warrior series. Maybe a New Warrior series. I could see that working. Let's see. The biggest missed opportunity in these Marvel shows, I've said this before on here, is that Agent Carter show. First of all, it was full of all this feminist horseshit about how they didn't like a lady spy back then, even though they always liked lady spies. Even in the Art of War, it says send the enemy prostitutes to get information. But the other thing that was a real missed opportunity, the faggot bullshit pause leftist crap aside, is this show was set in like what, the late 40s, early 50s, something like that. You could have showcased all these like golden age and pulp era comic characters that Marvel owns that you'd otherwise never get a chance to use on the screen. Characters like the Destroyer or Miss America, or even the Golden Age Human Torch, which, believe it or not, had a kind of a brief cameo in the Captain America movie. The Golden Age Human Torch, for those of you who don't know, it's basically the same powers as the Fantastic Four one, but he's an android that somebody created that has fire powers. Well, there's actually a scene in Captain America, the first Captain America movie, where he's at the World's Fair, and you see as like you're panning out over the World's Fair, this guy who looks like the Human Torch in this glass case, and it says under the Synthetic Man. So there's actually like precedence for him. And you could have put him in the Agent Carter show. But, you know, apparently not, I guess. Let's see. So he says the 3D man. What do you want to see in the M. Night Shyamalan cinematic universe? I don't know. Supposedly that new Mummy movie is going to be like a Universal Monsters cinematic universe. So who knows? That might be something worth checking out. Let's see. Lots of twists, Ray. Lots of twists about the Night Shyamalan movie. The cinematic universe. The twist is those movies really weren't connected all along. Let's see. I say the biggest missed opportunity for the MCU is the Howard the Duck trilogy. So he says, I miss the serious actor Tom Cruise. Yeah, well, that's gone. He's not going to be able to do that again. Thoughts on a fidget spinner helmet? I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, I realize it's become the fucking meme toy and shit right now. But, you know, those things were actually created for, like, kids with learning disabilities to be able to, like, kids that, like, kind of need something in their hands to be able to focus. So, I mean, there was actually a legitimate reason to create those things, and it just became this stupid meme toy fad. Mummy shares continuity with Dracula Untold. Huh, that's interesting. Does a Howard the Duck Netflix series sound good? I could see that working out really well. I could also see it being a disaster, but we'll see. See, somebody says I played Horizon. It has progressive ideas in it, but doesn't go out of its way to tell you that. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't really have any interest in it, but I don't, you know, if you liked it, good on you. What would you reckon Chris Chan would do with a fidget spinner? I'm not sure how he would get it up his ass, but I'm sure that's where it's going. Let's see. Honestly, Bechtloff lost all his appeal after talking shit about Teen Titans. Don't worry. I mean, I realize you're in the denial stage, but eventually you'll realize it was a shit cartoon. You know, the way you look at the way Teen Titans fans look at Teen Titans Go is the same level of disgust I, as a comic book fan, looked at Teen Titans with. Let's see. Teen Titans Go is a profitable show. Yeah, it's one of Cartoon Network's most profitable. Makes them a ton of fucking money. Let's see. Yeah, Teen Titans was massively overrated. Yes, it was. Bechtloff, when are you going to watch them animus? I really rather not watch most animus. Justice League was far better. Yes, that's the thing. I cannot imagine how Justice League. I can't imagine how that show was popular when fucking Justice League was also on. And like I said, I mean, if you enjoyed the show, fine, good on you. But It's I can't even say it's terrible or anything. Like, it's a watchable cartoon. It's just it's probably DC's weakest fucking animated series. I mean, I can't think of one maybe that Beware the Batman fucking abomination from a couple years ago. Maybe that's worse. But by and large, I can't think of a worse animated series DC did. I mean, it was just fucking baby's first superhero cartoon. I don't know what else to call it. Let's see. Whose dick do I have to suck to get a Silent Hill movie reboot? So he says the only DC show that I enjoyed in the last few years was the Green Lantern, the animated series. Yeah, that was the one that came out right after the Green Lantern movie. It was a CGI cartoon. It was pretty good. There is much worse DC stuff than Teen Titans. You'd have to name it. Again, Beware the Batman, maybe. Like, I'll say that's probably worse. And I've never even been able to get through a whole fucking. I never even watched an episode of it. Now that I think about it, I saw the synopsis of the show and it sounded terrible. And they, of course, made a comic book based off of it because every cartoon based on comics then gets a comic book based off of it. That's how incestuous the industry can be. But I remember because of the comic stand I ran, we had a copy of it and I thumbed through it and it was fucking terrible. Let's see. But yeah, if you're going to tell me there's, other than that one, if you're going to tell me there's worse DC cartoons, you'd have to name them. I mean, hell, Young Justice is a better Teen Titans cartoon than Teen Titans. Let's see. I mean, the Green Lantern animated series is better. As I said, every Bruce Timm animated series is leaps and bounds better. Leaps and bounds. I mean, 10 fucking times better than Teen Titans. You've been like Batman Beyond. Fucking Static Shock's better. I mean, shit. What the hell else even is there? I mean, you got to go back to like fucking like the 70s. Like, I guess it's Teen Titans is better than Super Friends. You know what I mean? This show made on a budget of $10 back in the fucking 70s. I mean, I guess it's better than that, although I think I'd probably be more entertained watching Super Friends. There's a few DC animated movies that are worse. Okay, you might have me on the animated movies. I have not been able to keep track of all the animated movies. Yeah, I was not able to keep track of the animated movies. I've watched a few of them. Some of them are good. Some of them are pretty fucking weak. But as far as actual shows, though, yeah, I can't. Like I said, I guess Beware the Batman is the only one I'd say. Hell, even that like mid 2000s, late 2000s, I guess it came out right after Justice League ended, basically called The Batman. And that one, it had some real flaws to it, but better than Teen Titans. Let's see. I mean, hell, and then if you're gonna count the live action shows, I'll give you this: Teen Titans is better than Supergirl. I'll give you that. It's better than Supergirl. It's better than that live action Supergirl. That is fucking rough. Though honestly, I think I'd rather watch like fucking The Adventures of Lois and Clark from the 90s than Teen Titans. Let's see. Super Friends was also during the dark age of when cartoons weren't really allowed to show violence. So he says, seriously, Beck, you have to check out the superhero Handyman. Wasn't that the fucking bit that was on, like, maybe I'm thinking of something else, but no, wasn't that the fucking bit that was on In Living Color back in the day? Where it was like, I think like one of the Wayans brothers was playing like a retarded superhero or something. Mr. Matoker put out his new video for the weekend. That's good. I'll check that out. Yeah, I thought Handyman was like an In Living Color skit. Am I wrong on that? Bechtloff, do you prefer Marvel or DC? Overall, like all time kind of shit. Yeah, I'd prefer Marvel. DC, I mean, DC Comics, as far as the actual comics, DC is far better right now. But overarching, I prefer Marvel. I mean, like I said on here numerous times, prior to One More Day, Spider-Man was my favorite fictional thing ever. Let's see. So he says, I remember Repairman from all that. I didn't really watch all that. That was a little after my time. Bechtloff, what's your favorite hero and villain from each? Well, my favorite hero from Marvel would be Spider-Man. Close second would be Daredevil. And then a lot of the Avengers are really high up on that list too. I mean, my favorite franchise after Spider-Man is Avengers. But my favorite hero would be Spider-Man. My favorite villain would be Doctor Doom. As far as DC, I'm going to say my favorite hero is Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. Batman, a very close second. Villain, that's a tough one. DC villains don't do as much for me. It's weird because as much as in the comics, Marvel, or in the movies, Marvel villains are weak, and really in the comics, it's the other way around. Marvel villains are much more in depth in the comics, much more interesting in the comics. DC wise, I mean, I guess the Joker is my favorite villain. Probably Lex Luthor a close second. But I actually there's one take on Lex Luthor I really like. I really like when, as far as the general public knows, Lex Luthor is a legitimate businessman. So it's kind of like Superman knows he's shitty, but he can't touch him. You know what I mean? Because that prevents a problem that Superman can't just punch. You know what I mean? Like, because Superman's not going to kill him. So what's he going to do? He can't bring him to justice unless he can prove it, kind of thing. So he says the health of Marvel and DC is the health of the industry. Yes, that's true for the comic book industry. I mean, there's other stuff that makes money in the comic book industry and good on it, but by and large, DC and Marvel is the comic book industry, and I hope they turn their shit around. Man, there are people messaging me on the Skypes there. But Undertow's all mad. He says, you're going to call people out on stop liking things for Minions and then turn around and throw Teen Titans under the bus. Shameful. Well, I mean, maybe Teen Titans should stop sucking so hard. No, seriously though, like I said, it's more an overrated thing. That's what it is, and I'm sorry, Teen Titans Go, I think, is a funny little parody show. The biggest argument I hear against it from people is it besmirches the memory of this amazing show that was never that fucking good in the first place. Hell, the actors probably like Teen Titans Go more because at least they're allowed to have fun with it. Like, at least this show knows it's stupid. The Minions are tagging the Skypes now. Well, the Minions are the vast right-wing conspiracy. I was never able to really get into the big two, mostly because they can often do just race-used events from continuity on a whim. It's, the biggest strength and the biggest weakness at Marvel and DC is that virtually anything that is done can be undone. Bechtloff, what other movies or shows do you think is overrated? Well, I've said on here numerous times that Star Wars as a whole is fucking under or overrated. Overrated as hell. Yeah, it's Star Wars painfully fucking overrated. So he says, "Notice me, Bechtloff. Notice me. All right, you're noticed." Let's see. Star Wars movies are kind of boring. I mean, the original trilogy are good movies, but they're not this amazing fucking thing. As I've said on here numerous times, there are so many sci-fi / fantasy movies from the late 70s, early 80s, that time period, that are much, 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 much better. Fucking Alien 1 and 2 are better. First Terminator, better. First RoboCop's better. Both Ghostbusters movies are better. Especially Ghostbusters 1. Hell, fuck, I'd rather watch Willow than any of the Star Wars movies. You talk about something that is underrated. Fucking Willow. Wow. Thoughts on Harry Potter? I have never read any of the Harry Potter books. I never had interest in reading them. I saw the Harry Potter movies. I think I saw all of them in the theater, actually. And they were enjoyable popcorn flicks. That's all they are. I don't understand people that are fucking obsessed with them. They are enjoyable popcorn flicks, nothing more, nothing less. Again, it's one of those things where it's this massive polarizing fucking thing where everybody is like, it's fucking AIDS, or they're like, it's the best thing ever, and it's neither. I hate to sound like that guy, but both sides are wrong. It's neither. They're enjoyable popcorn flicks. I can't comment on the books. The books could be better, they could be worse. I don't know. Somebody says, what is Willow? Are you fucking kidding me? Is this nigga serious? What is Willow? What? What's Willow? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, go watch Willow. How about that? How about you go fucking watch Willow? Like, I don't know. Is there like a movie store in your area that you could go to and just fucking buy Willow? Because you need to do that. Okay. Holy shit. Like, go on Amazon right now and search for the DVDs and fucking buy Willow. And there you go. Okay. I'm telling you right now. Let me put it this way. If you like fucking fantasy movies at all those kind of medieval fantasy movies, whatever, you go buy Willow. Just do it. Fucking do it now. Do it now while you're watching this. Click open another fucking tab. Get your ass over to Amazon. And you just fucking buy Willow, okay? Don't buy Willow, rent it. Where can you even fucking rent shit anymore? Okay, let me put it this way. If Willow's on fucking Netflix and you have Netflix, I guess that. You're not going to go to a Redbox and fucking find Willow. I don't know where you rent movies otherwise. There's no fucking Blockbusters anymore. Otherwise, if you can rent it, rent it. I don't know how the fuck you even rent movies otherwise, except for Netflix. I don't know. Maybe you live in Alaska and there's a fucking video store still open. Which place? Go see if they have Willow. All right, go fucking watch Willow. Fucking seen Willow yet? What the hell, man? What the hell am I talking to? Y'all motherfuckers. You can find Willow in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No, it's not the lesbian that was also in American Pie. That's not that Willow. What the fuck is a blockbuster? Fuck you. Back in my day, we watched Mimeograph. Willow's so fucking awesome. Warwick Davis was a man. Movie kicked ass. Haven't seen fucking Willow. This nigga's serious. Hadn't seen fucking Willow. We can all agree the Twilight Saga was total ass. Yes, I think we can agree on that. Somebody says Willow was Star Wars meets Wizard of Oz. Lucas was the producer and Ron Howard the director. I'd almost say it's more Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings, or maybe Star Wars meets The Hobbit, but yes, it's very good. Watch Willow. Willow was a movie where the chosen one was still a baby, and some wee folk find her and try to keep her safe. The funny thing is, okay, so I'm going to spoil a little bit of it. Yes, the chosen one is this baby, and to keep it away from the evil queen, this mother puts it on a fucking like bed of reeds in the river, fucking Moses style, and sends it down a river, and it goes and finds the elves. And elves in this universe are just fucking midgets. That's all they are. They're just midgets. And they find the baby, and they're like, we have to return this to the normal people, right? Okay. So they go and try and return it to the normal people. And he walks by, I can't remember if it was the bad guys or the good guys, but there's whole armies out trying to find this baby, right? And Willow, the little midget dude, he's trying to like get the attention of this army that's passing by, like, hello, hello. And they're like, out of the way, Peck, you know? And he's trying to give them the very thing they want, you know? And they don't even want to listen to him because fuck you, you little midget. Willow was so good. Let's see. Let us never forget Blockbuster. Blockbuster is still very active in Alaska and parts of the Northwest, where internet service is incredibly poor, believe it or not. Let's see. Since it has Val Kilmer, let me ask, where does this rank among his performances? Is it up there with Doc Holliday and Iceman? It is definitely one of Val's better performances. Bechtloff lives his manlit power fantasies in Will. I'm really not short. I think you're thinking of Aaron Clary. That guy's like fucking 4 feet tall, but he'll bounce up a mountain like Spider-Man. You got to give him credit. Nice. I'll be sure to see it. Yes, go fucking watch Willow. Wait, fucking seen Willow. Does anyone remember when Blockbuster started doing mailing DVDs to compete with Netflix? I do remember that. I miss the Blockbuster. I really do. I miss video stores in general. Let's see. Somebody says The Vision is overpowered. Willow is actually not that good of a movie, but it's classic fun movie. It's a damn good movie. I have Blockbuster fossils in my local museum. I thought Clary was pretty big. No, Clary is short as hell. Let's see. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's buff as hell. And like I said, I've seen that motherfucker bounce up a mountain like goddamn Spider-Man, but there's no denying he's a short little dude. I mean, he can probably kick the ass of a bunch of men twice his height, though. He's a scrappy little dude. Let's see. It's funny too. Like Amazing Atheist wanted to like fight him one time because I don't know. I guess the banana wasn't fitting right that day, and he was cranky. But he was bitching about some of Clary's videos. Like, I'm gonna punch this guy in the face. I'm like, Clary beat the ever living fuck out of you. Like, I'd pay money to see that. All right, TJ, grab your fat man titty and twist it around. Like, I mean, unless your plan is to just like fall on him, you fat fucking. And TJ is tall too. I'll give him that. But you fucking fat piece of shit. Unless that's your plan, maybe you can get him that way. Clary versus Amazing Atheist. Yeah, I told Clary, I was like, dude, you should just flat out like threaten them. Like, You should just be like, yeah, come on, motherfucker. Let's set up a meeting. TJ is an angry fat bastard. Well, yeah, well, if your penis was 1 inch fucking long, like TJ's, yeah, you'd be angry too. I mean, you got to give the guy some credit that way. I mean, the motherfucker's penis is like take your pinky, right? And then like, if you're to chop your pinky off halfway in like the middle knuckle, you know what I mean? And just take that little end and like that's his penis. Okay, that is fucking TJ's penis. And we all know this because there's a video of him fucking pouring hot oil all over this fucking man clit of his. TJ requires an electron microscope. TJ needs more faith to believe that his cock exists than most people do that God exists. Let's see. Apparently anyone can probably beat down TJ shit. Probably I can. Some of the funniest shit, by the way, is Tommy Sotomayor shitting on him. Dude, he had some videos shitting on that guy. And like Tommy Sotomayor, that's a smooth motherfucker. Like he starts singing in the middle of it. He was all like, what the hell did it go? But it was like it was to the tune of like YMCA. Because like every time they like started talking about Tommy, he just filed a DMCA against him just to fuck with him. Just like, I fucked around and filed a DMCA. He's all like, white boy, why you all on my nuts? I said, white boy, take that banana out your butt. Oh, man. Let's see. Who would win in a fight between 40 and Cumbeardson? I don't know. Cumbeardly, the butt pirate, seemed pretty pissed. Yeah, he was. I don't know. I generally try not to think about that guy. That guy is fucking depressing. Like Forney was calling him gay, so he plays this clip of a fucking woman saying hello from a soundboard, which he apparently admitted was a soundboard. And I'm just sitting there like so fucking shocked in the middle of that. Like I'm just like, oh God, what the hell? Like I let that go on way too long. I'm way too fucking nice. I love when Sotomayor starts singing. Yeah, guy's got a good voice on him. Let's see. Somebody said Bechtloff was paying special attention to TJ's dick size, apparently. It was like a train wreck. You couldn't look away. I mean, you were horrified, but you were just like, oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, that poor guy. Let's see. TJ has a video on the Kathy Griffin controversy. TJ really is a scumbag. Oh, he is. Forney did a really good video where he went through, and this is all public shit. TJ talks about how he fantasizes about toddler butts and cannibalism and shit like that. That guy is, oh man, TJ is disgusting. What a piece of shit. Even if TJ had a normal sized dick, he still wouldn't be able to see it. Well, what good would it do him either way? I mean, I doubt even with a normal sized dick, that guy would really want to. He seems like he'd just be straight up cuck. That guy could have a fucking foot long penis, and he'd still want to see other men fuck his girl if he had a girl. Because he's just not a real man. Cock size aside, he just knows he's not a man in any sense of the word. Let's see. TJ is fucked up. Yes, he is. TJ likes it up the ass. He's a taker, not a giver. Likes bananas up there. I can't. The motherfucker must have gotten like dildos or dicks up his ass. There's no way a normal asshole could squeeze a banana up there without. Bananas aren't that fucking firm. Like, how loose does your fucking asshole have to be to shove a banana up there? wasn't even a green banana. Wasn't TJ fucking a schizo tranny? Yes, he was. He was fucking this mentally ill, grooming would be perhaps a more appropriate word. This mentally ill tranny that I think was underage when we started grooming him. Let's see. TJ does got a girl. Wait, we sure? We sure it's not a girl in the same way Sarah Butts is a girl? Let's see. TJ was fucking Chris Chan. Oh my god, I wouldn't be surprised. God, what a scumbag that guy is. He looks like he smells bad. You know what I mean? Like you just know he stinks. Like you just know he smells like fucking. I mean, first of all, cigarettes, because apparently he smokes like a chimney. Because smoking is cool. I'll show you God. Lights up a cigarette, but no, he probably also fucking smells like just that kind of BO that's almost like sour milk. That's probably what TJ smells like. I have to imagine. Like you just know he smells bad. Like if he was at your house, you wouldn't want him to sit on any of the furniture. You know what I mean? Like you just never get that smell out. Apparently TJ talks about his girlfriend in all his videos. Wow. Well, how about that? How about that? Ugh. Disgusting. It's probably some fucking tranny. It's probably that fucking assigned male dude. Ugh. TJ Weed, dude, LMAO Kirk. Let's see. These extended shit talking streams are so funny. Thank you, Bechtloff. Well, I'm glad you enjoy me just shuddering at how disgusting that fucking dickless Yeti is. How do people become atheists watching TJ? Well, look, I mean, I'll give you one thing. I'll give you one way, TJ, in which you do challenge my faith as a Christian, and that's, you challenge the Christian doctrine that all human beings have inherent worth, because I just don't see it there, buddy. You do seem to be proof that God makes mistakes. Somebody says, how in the fuck does TJ get a girl while I'm still single? Again, I'm really not convinced TJ has a girl. It's probably some fucking tranny or some sort of monster. TJ is high T. No, he is most definitely not high T. His T level is a fucking. Ugh. Like his T levels are lower than like Milo's white blood cell count. I mean, let's see. Somebody says, won't you please donate some shekels to the Bechtloff? Your shekels will help clothe and feed the Bechtloff. Wait, and as a new sponsor, Bechtloff will send you letters about his progress. I don't think I'm going to send letters, but yes. Somebody says TJ has high F for fat. TJ is high soy. One thing that bothers me most about TJ is he doesn't have answers. Well, of course he fucking doesn't. He's an atheist. He just shits on everything and scolds other people for having opinions. But he has faith in fucking socialism. So he says, Bechtloff, shield my channel for me. Okay, Jolly Crocodile says, show my channel. So there you go. Go check out Jolly Crocodile. I think he has a bunch of videos of TJ dancing naked. So check that out. Let's see. Y'all are fucking funny today. First Captain in Space Jesus, and now Dickless Yeti. You've given some great ideas for band names. Bechtloff. A bunch of chicks should have a band named Dickless Yeti. TJ probably smokes so much to probably hide his squeaky male beta voice. Let's see. Do you think TJ wants to butt screw movie Bob? That is a horrifying fucking image. Oh my god. I wish I hadn't read that. Damn. Good God, can you imagine the smell? Ugh. Bechtloff, what did you think of DSP's breakup? I mean, I talked about it a little bit Saturday. You know, I kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, yeah, he's kind of a shithead, but like, I mean, he's not nearly as much of a shithead as like fucking TJ. He's not nearly as much of a shithead as Movie Bob. You know, those are guys that need, you know, in front of the fucking firing squad. Whereas, you know, DSP just kind of needs a slap in the face. Not a punch. You know, you punch a man, you slap a bitch. But he just needs a slap in the face, get his shit together. Let's see. Fan, what did you use to make this MLP drawing? I don't know what that's referring to. Oh my God. Somebody just said the most disgusting thing in the world in the chat. Beck, imagine TJ, Chris Jed, and Movie Bob having a three-way with buckets of KFC and no name brand soda cans littering the floor. Oh, God. Oh. Ugh. That's just horrifying. Sons of Kojima did a 6-hour fucking stream on DSP breaking up. Okay, you know what? I really don't have a beef with the Sons of Kojima, but guys, on the off chance some of you listen, it's getting a little pathetic, okay? Like, you got to move on to some other low cows, first of all. Like, what about low tier God? You know, good old Blackside Phil. Why don't you shit on him a little bit? You know, or fucking, why don't you shit on Movie Bob? That guy fucking deserves it, all right? Like, yeah, DSP's kind of a shithead. I get it. I ripped on him myself too, but like, you gotta have some other stuff there, guys. It was 3 hours. I'm sorry. Okay, 3 hours, 4 hours, okay, whatever. It was too fucking long. All right. I spent like 5 minutes talking about it. Ugh. I could use some bleach for my eyes right now. I could use some bleach for my mind. Don't you already shit on Movie Bob enough? Yeah, but they have a bigger audience, so. By the way, everybody needs to encourage fucking Jim to make a Movie Bob video. Or seriously, Movie Bob can never be shit on enough. No, all the bad things in life happening to Movie Bob isn't enough. Bechtloff, if you knew Kojima fans, you would know how autistic they are. I don't doubt that. Movie Bob longs for a blowjob from Zoe Quinn. I think I can say with certainty that Movie Bob has probably never gotten his dick wet. I mean, like never. And he's not a virgin because, you know, like Luke might be a fucking virgin, you know, because he's a deeply religious man. Luke could get some pussy if he wanted to. Like, that motherfucker's, you know, high T, like 7 feet tall motherfucker. Okay, he could get some pussy if he wanted to, but he's a religious man. I believe he abstains from that. I don't know if he ever has. That's his business. Point is, though, Movie Bob, the last pussy he ever saw was the one he came out of. Like, I guarantee you. I mean, I read your book. You magnificent bastard. I read your book. And, there was no mention of dating or a girlfriend anywhere in there. Don't you dare tell me that's the kind of guy that would play it close to the vest. Nope. Let's see. Bechtloff, did you hear Nostalgia Chick got pregnant just to get an abortion? I did know she had an abortion, and she made a fucking biography about it. Or, I'm sorry, a documentary about it. But I did not realize that I did not hear the rumor or whatever that she had done that just to get an abortion. Like, wow, that's pretty shitty. So he says, this is a gross stream. Yes, it is. I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Movie Bob would accept a BJ from a cross-dressing Princess Peach cosplayer if given the opportunity. So that's how TJ's going to get him some with him. Let's see. Bechtloff, is Amishville still the same? Yes, the Amish still suck. There's no getting around that. How did we get to this place? I don't know. Shit on the Amish now. Okay. I don't know. They suck. I mean, I don't know what else to say on the Amish there, but they are bad and should feel bad, and I would be quite content to get them all on a nice train ride if it worked for me. So he's a dance monkey. yeah, poking me with a stick. Come on, hate on the Amish. How do the Amish smell? Do they stink? Oh, good God, do they fucking stink? Ugh. Man, you have no fucking idea. I remember I worked at Pizza Hut as a teenager, and this fucking Amishman comes in and like on a slow afternoon, eats fucking some pizza and leaves. Had like a personal pan pizza and leaves. We had to damn near hose down the fucking booth. Just a lingering smell of manure and like just BO and ass and a little bit of death. Like it was BO that was reaching that level where it kind of smelled like decomp, and it just, holy shit, you've never smelled anything worse in your fucking life. And again, here's a fun fact about the Amish. The Amish routinely die by drowning in shit. This is true. This is a true story. What they do is they get these big concrete pools, right? They look like an above ground concrete pool, and they're filled with liquid shit, which is manure and waste, and probably a lot of human waste in it too. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just their fucking toilet. But it's supposed to be a manure pit. They have them way too fucking close to the road. There's actually regulations on how close to roads and houses you're allowed to have those things. And they, of course, ignore them and are never held to account. But what you got to do is, I guess, is you got to stir the shit. No, you got to stir the shit. Like a fucking edgelord on Twitter. You got to get out there. You got to stir the shit. Well, because the Amish don't value life in general, let alone their own lives. They have no fucking safety precautions. They're just terrible to shit. So they don't have like a buddy with them and all when they're doing this half the time. And what they end up doing is stirring the shit. And I'm actually making a giant like stirring motion with my hands too. I don't know why I'm doing that. There's no camera, but they're stirring the shit, and the fumes will get to them once in a while, and they will fall into this pile of semi-liquid shit. Maybe passed out, maybe drowned right there. If that wakes them up, well, guess what? A lot of times they're too fucking stupid to put any kind of emergency ladder in there because it's, why would someone be down there? It's not a swimming pool. Who needs a fucking ladder? That's a waste. That's too fancy for them, I guess. So these stupid motherfuckers drown in pools of shit, of semi-liquid shit, and that's how they die. And just every few months you fucking read about this shit in the paper, no pun intended, that one of these tough motherfuckers died in their stupid manure pits. And As I often like to say, why do the Amish drown in shit? Well, is it because that they don't have any safety procedures? Is it because they're just that haphazard and foolhardy? No, ultimately, the reason the Amish drown in shit is because they deserve to. Because the good Lord has a sense of humor. Yeah. They routinely drown in shit. Muslims blow themselves up. Amishmen drown in shit. Oh, somebody says, I find it weird how the Amish are against technology when any kind of man-made tool in general can be classified as technology. That's a good point, and I've made it too. Why did technology stop in the 1800s? Why did God decide that? Why don't the Amish run around in fucking loincloths throwing spears at fucking like deers in the wild and shit like that? Why? Because it's all a bunch of horse shit they made up. That's why. I don't know how the fuck anybody stays in the Amish community. Can you imagine if like you were raised in like let's say the technology now, but like down the street is like fucking Star Trek, you know what I mean? And like all your life you're told like you can't go like take part in any of that because God said it's bad. We're good Christians. You can't do any of that. I mean, wouldn't like one day you read through the Bible and you're like, it doesn't say anything about that. Like nowhere in the Bible does it say God hates the flush toilet and soap and the light bulb. It doesn't say any shit like that at all. There's really nowhere you can even infer that, okay? It's just not fucking there. Yeah, the Amish are backwards fucking savages. You know what they are? They're pacifist Muslims. That's what I like to call them. Forney likes to call them Stone Age Jews when he's on here. But I like pacifist Muslims because they're just as fucking backwards and smelly as Muslims. And more so, really. But they're pacifists. Yeah, the only thing an Amishman will hit is his wife, children, and animals. You know, the three things you should least be willing to strike in anger are the things Amishmen will beat the ever-loving fuck out of. Ugh. The Amishmen routinely drown in shit. This is a fact. Let's see. Shit is more practical and advanced technology to the Amish than water. Somebody says you should hit your wife, you cuck. You notice I said in anger. I mean, every once in a while, a woman does need a good spanking. I'm not going to deny that. But I said in anger. You got to be calm and collected when you put her over your knee. If Bechtloff becomes dictator, he will enact the final solution to the Amish. You're probably not wrong. Let's see. At least they all voted for Trump. Well, yeah. You know, there's a slight redeeming factor to everybody, I guess. Trust me, I hate the fact that I owe Pennsylvania turning red to them, at least in part. Did the Amish ladies leave any grilled cheese behind in those booths? Oh, God. Oh, man, I can't imagine how bad Amish pussy smells. Bad pussy is one of the worst fucking smells in the world, but I can't imagine. I cannot fucking imagine. That's got to be what hell itself smells like. You know what I mean? That's got to be like the deepest, darkest, most rotten corner of the foulest hell. That's got to be what it smells like. Isaac drowned in horse shit last December. Jacob from cow shit. Abraham last August. And no, see, I don't even think they segregate the shit. I think that would almost be too advanced and fancy for them. I think Like it's a manure pit, but I honestly think they just dump probably buckets of their own shit in there too. But yeah, they routinely drown in shit because they deserve to. They die as they live in filth. Let's see, what would smell worse, TJ or the Amish? Oh, the Amish, definitely. You can scarcely imagine how bad those fuckers smell. I never thought the Amish could be so nightmarishly disgusting. Oh, you have no fucking idea. You have no idea. Ugh. TJ claims to have pissed in cups and left it in his room. Why? Why would he do that? God, what a sick motherfucker. Ugh. Well, I think I'm gonna probably wrap this up soon because I've sort of run out of steam for the night here. In quick summary here, Wonder Woman was great. You should go check that movie out. Teen Titans is an overrated pile of garbage. What the hell is it? The Amish are bad and should feel bad, and they routinely drown in shit. Never forget that. Anytime somebody tries to tell you they're so quaint and they're so cute, you let them know that the Amish routinely drown in shit. Let's see. But yeah, I think that's all we got for tonight, folks. If you enjoy the show, I appreciate tips of any size. I greatly appreciate it. Because Jesus, Lord knows I might have to fucking buy some new equipment here. I don't know what the hell's causing this problem. It's driving me up the fucking wall. Like I said, I'm trying to troubleshoot it. If any of you are IT guys and you have fucking suggestions, you can send it to my Skype. What I took the suggestion of hardwiring the internet into the computer, getting an adapter so I could put the Ethernet in, so I don't have to use the fucking Wi-Fi. But that didn't work. All right. Well, like I said, if you enjoy the show, really, tips of any size are greatly appreciated. That helps me doing what I'm doing, especially my current situation. And thanks to everybody for listening. I really do appreciate the audience I have. I know I got a little pissy at the beginning of the show. Like, fucking would take my ball and go home. Frankly, I apologize. I just, in the moment, I got just frustrated. But it's what it is. Nothing I can do. I'm pushing buttons. But that's all we got for tonight, folks. Thanks for listening. Bechtloff out.